Hey guys, this is Dawn and I'm back in the kitchen. Hey, let's make a vanilla white cake hack. Happy birthday, Jordan. Let's get started. I have all my ingredients here before me. And so here I am cracking my fourth egg. The recipe calls for 4 egg whites. And so I have my little handy dandy little tool here that's separating my yolk from my whites. And I think I bought this for about $2. It was, it's I can't remember which store I bought it from, but I think it was Michael's actually. But anyway, so this works really, really well for me. So I went on and just separated all 4 eggs, and there's my egg whites. And then I also have, of course, the yolks. Now I don't want to waste the yolks, so I'm actually going to make some some Chinese fried rice with that. That's just a good idea, so you won't have to waste your yolks. So anyway, here we have the instructions that you follow on the box. We're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees, and then we're going to go ahead and look at the ingredients here. So here it's asking for 1 1/4 cup of water. It's asking for a half cup of oil, and of course the 4 egg whites. So in the place of the water, we're going to have 1 cup of buttermilk, or regular milk, you can use that as well. And then for the 1/4 water, I'm gonna actually still put in 1/4 cup of water. Okay, so I have that there, and we'll be incorporating that into the mixture there. And so so as far as the oil goes, I'm gonna actually do a half of stick of butter, and then I'm also gonna do what the box is requiring. It's asking, which is 1/2 cup of oil. So we're gonna have a total of 1 cup of the mixture of butter and oil. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put that in there. I also have my little hack here, which I'm gonna add 1/3 cup of regular granulated sugar into my mixture here, part of the hack. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and open up the box of cake mix. This is the traditional vanilla, and so we're going to use this. Now you can also have this already prepared. Sorry, I didn't have this prepared before I did this. I'm sitting here cutting up. Y'all don't want to see me cutting up, the bag and all that. But anyway, I had to do it. So, but go ahead and open up your box and pour it into your bowl. And I'm gonna, once I get this poured into the bowl, we're gonna go ahead and start adding the other ingredients. So this is the cake mix, and we're gonna get that going in our bowl. And then I'm gonna go ahead and incorporate the sugar. So we're gonna go ahead and add that. I got my little whisk here as well, have that prepared and ready to go. So we add the sugar, and then after we add the sugar, we're gonna go ahead and add your 4 egg whites. Get that incorporated. And then we're gonna go ahead and pour the butter. So of course you see I've already melted it, so it's already in, ready to go. Go ahead and pour it in there. Get all your butter out your bowl. Get all your butter out your cup now. Don't leave that butter, that wrong more butter, baby. We're gonna also add the vegetable oil, a 1/2 cup. Okay, there you go. So now that we have that in there, we're gonna go ahead and get this mixed up here. So, I decided to go ahead and do the milk as well. So I'm gonna pour all of our wet ingredients. So we have the milk here. So we're gonna pour the milk, and then we're gonna go ahead and start mixing that together. I actually, at this point, I forgot to add the water. So you'll see a little bit later, I'm gonna go back and make sure I add the water in there. So I'm getting this mixed up. I'm just using my spatula here just to kind of incorporate it a little bit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use my whisk to go ahead and finish. Now you can use a hand mixer, you can use a stand mixer, whatever you choose, but I just chose to go ahead and manually do this with the whisk. It's a cake box cake, so it doesn't really take much, but it's up to you what you want to use here. Okay, so now that's incorporated. I'm going to go ahead and incorporate my flavoring. So I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and that cap is 1 teaspoon. The majority of those type of extracts, that cap measures one teaspoon. I also have my additional flavorings here that I'm going to add 1 drop of my cream bouquet. And I'm also going to add 1 drop of my butter vanilla. and that these are concentrated, so you don't need a lot. You don't have to use these type of flavorings. I like flavorings, and I like how these make my cakes taste, so I use those. They give you kind of like a bakery taste to it, so it's really good. So anyway, set that aside, and now it's time to spray my pans down. And I am using the PAM Easy Release. You can use any type of spray that you choose to, as long as it has flour in it. And this is where I remembered that I need to add the water. So anyway, I bought my bowl back and I added my water. There you go. Very good, Don. Add your water, add all your ingredients, get it mixed up, and see how creamy that is. Wow. It's already smelling good. It's gonna taste amazing. I already know it. So back to my pans, I'm gonna go ahead. So you wanna thoroughly spray your pans very well. Make sure every part of your pan is covered with your PAM spray. You can also do old school. You can do butter. You can do Crisco oil. Put that in there and go ahead and do like a little flour base where you pat it. You can do that as well. I just choose to use a spray to make it a little bit quicker and easier. So now I'm going to go ahead and use my spatula and scraping down my bowl. I'm scraping the bottom of the bowl as well to make sure there's no dry ingredients still remaining in there. So now that I've done that, I'm gonna use a 1 cup scoop here to make sure that I am even with the amount of batter in both pans. Now, I went on and did this the old school, so I'm speeding up this part here because I just didn't want to make a lot of mess, but I'm scooping this, scoop by scoop into this cup, and I should just want to just put it right on in there and scooped it on up and poured it in my pans, but I didn't want to make a mess. So anyway, I'm going to speed this part up where the pans are already done, so it won't take too long. So anyway, there you go. So now that I have incorporated, so now I've put all of my batter into the pans. I'm going to go ahead and make sure everything is smooth out there. You want to make sure that you smooth it out as even as possible in each pan so that you're not having, warp-sided cake as it bakes in the oven. So I'm just spreading it out here as best I can, and hopefully everything comes out even into each pan. And so so that worked out pretty well there. I want to take this time to say welcome to our new subscribers, and also welcome to our returning royal family. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And so once I get this spread out here evenly as best I can, I'm going to go ahead and start to clean up the edges, just where the spray had kind of got on the top of it and maybe some batter kind of got on there a little bit. Then we're going to go ahead and I do a little shimmy shake of the pan, and I go ahead and pat it down on the surface to release air bubbles. Once this is done, you go ahead and put this in the oven. We're going to put it in, of course, 350 oven for about 30-35 minutes. And there you go. They're out nice and golden. We're going to let them cool off here in the pan. And while that's cooling off, we're going to go ahead and get our frosting together. Now, I want to give my friend a shout out here for her hack here that I got from her channel, and this is All Things Lisa. Don't forget the W. Go ahead and check her page out, guys. She does amazing baking as well over there. So but this is a little hack I got from her, but I'm adding also some vanilla extract in there. I'm doing the clear. You saw that in the cake I did the regular pure vanilla, but I should have did the clear because I'm doing a white cake, right? But so I add all my little ingredients there, get it mixed up there. Also add 1 cup of powdered sugar, and then I add just half of the regular frosting into the bowl. Get that mixed up along with the butter and everything there. I think I did about 2 teaspoons of butter, and then go ahead and add the rest of your frosting. Now, I did have another jar of frosting because this is like the small one, and I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough, but I kind of spread it out and made do. I really didn't want to open up that other jar because that would have been too much frosting. So anyway, just go ahead and incorporate that, and this really tastes very, very, very good. It gives you that homemade taste. Thanks, Lisa. Appreciate you, girl. So there's the cake. So now that they're cooled off, we're going to go ahead and turn them off onto the cooling rack And then we're going to allow them to cool for another 30 minutes. I let them cool here in the rack in the pan for about maybe 15-20 minutes. And then now we're going to go ahead and flip them out. Okay, so there you go. It's flipped out. Look how amazing that looks. Look at the golden brown. These cakes were so amazing. They were nice and firm, thick. They were spongy. Yeah, they were beautiful. And then you can see here how is it pulling away from the rim. That's a sign that your cake is done. Of course, I stuck my skewer in there and it came out clean. And there's another one. Look at that one. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. This cake is going to be delicious. So yeah, so we're going to let them cool off a little bit more there. And then we're going to go ahead and prepare the frosting to frosting the cake. And so now it has cooled off for about 45 minutes. And so now we're going to go ahead and get started with frosting the cake. Now, I am not a professional froster here, guys. It's definitely easier to just go ahead and create your little glaze with your powdered sugar and your milk and just pour it on the cake. But my son, it's his 21st birthday, Jordan. So he wanted this kind of cake. He wanted a white cake with white icing, and he loves real frosting. He doesn't like the whipped frosting. So I made sure that he has this special cake for his 21st birthday. And yeah, so it turned out pretty well. I was making do what I had, so I was making it stretch as far as it can go. And so, yeah, it turned out really well. So there I put my top layer cake, make sure it's even. And I go ahead and just scoop some out on the very top. I want to put a nice amount on the top to make sure that I have enough to spread over the whole cake. And then I go in and start on my sides. So I want to make sure that I get the sides. It's kind of like a little thin layer on the sides. It doesn't have to be much on the outside of the cake. So I did that. Just go ahead and frost the outside and the edges. And then I go in to start frosting the top of the cake. And the way that I frost the top, because sometimes, sometimes you can get like those crumbs into your frosting. So you want to start from the center out. You always want to take the center out to the edges and try not to, remove your spatula from your cake. And that will kind of help prevent those crumbs getting into your frosting, okay? All right, we're going to cut the cake. Let's see how it's going to look. Feels amazing. And as soon as you can see, when I pick it up. Ooh, look at that. Wow, look at that. Oh, I want to close it like guys. White vanilla. All right. Okay, so there's the slice. The cake turned out very, very good. Nice and moist and fluffy and soft. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining. Please like, comment, and subscribe. My son was very encouraged by his cake. Yay. So here I am tasting it for you guys, and it was delicious. You gotta try it. You gotta try it. It was so soft and good, flavorful. Wow, so good. What in God's delicious name.